Hello and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we had a special viewer request as part of this case study as to how to do needle turn applique for the centers instead of sewing them in a very tight small circle. And that makes sense because we haven't done the curved boot camp or anything. And I'm also going to dispel a myth about wooden spools and the thread that's on them. But first, I want you to go check out Ellen Campbell. Now, her channel does a lot of fun, interesting things, and she was one of the co-hosts for the International Stitch Marathon, and I just wanted to give her a shout out for all her efforts and everything that she was doing. Okay, so come on in, let's get to the sewing. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is dispel the rumor of all thread that's on wooden spools like this are rotten. They're no good. If this thread has been stored correctly, this will last a very long time. And the way that you test whether or not it's been stored correctly is you take a bit of it off and you run it through your thumbs, like, you run it around your fingers a bit, and then you put some pressure on it with your thumbs, and if you can't break it, yeah, it's probably good. That's my test for strength. This means that this spool has been stored correctly. It has not deteriorated in any way, shape, or form. It probably, if you were using this on a sewing machine, I wouldn't use it in the top because it's going through the tension discs on your sewing machine. And it might be a little fuzzier than the thread that we're using nowadays, but it's fine for the bobbin. Right now, this doesn't, what's here, it won't fill up a bobbin, but I mean, it's good enough for my hand sewing. Now, what I've done is I've got my little applique pins. These are really important because they're nice, neat little bits. And I've got it threaded, and I've got a knot on the end, a quilter's knot on the end of this. Oh, can you see it? Nope. Okay, I've got a quilter's knot on the end of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the back. Now, this one has a little fullness as well. Now, I have left the paper in because I'm hand sewing it down. And I've pretty much baked this in place, with an iron, right? I mean, I've got my little plastic, or not plastic, but it's 2 sheets of freezer paper that's been melted with the shiny side together. So it creates a bit harder disc to deal with. So what I'm going to do is I hid my knot inside here, right? And you can see the little stitching that I made to make it all round. Now, and it came out. Well, maybe I should make a bigger knot. Okay, hang on. There we go. Let's make a bigger knot. And you just wrap it. To make a bigger knot, you just wrap it more times. Okay, so let's try this again. So I go up under and hide it inside, right? So my knot is right here, right? Okay, so now I am going to just grab this and kind of put this in place and come up under where I've just stitched, right? Like, I don't want my stitches to show, but I don't want them coming out either. And you try and do them as tiny as you can, but the reality is sometimes it just doesn't work. So under, and there's probably easier ways to do this. I'm not a real big fan of applique, needle turn applique especially. I never quite got the hang of it, but I've had like 3 people write me or email me and ask me to do this because they're not feeling very comfortable about sewing such a tight circle with their machine yet because we haven't done the boot camp yet. So I just want to get just under there. Okay, now see those. If you hold it like that, what happens is those stitches disappear, right? But you can see these stitches as I'm making them because they're right along the very, just under the edge. just under. And you just keep going along. There's probably an easier way of doing this, but I want to come up right where the edge of my paper is. So, and this kind of thing I do, if I'm going to do hand sewing, I'm going to do it at night when I'm trying to, you know, get myself focused for going to bed and kind of chilling out and all this. So you can see them really well here. And as soon as you go like that, you don't see them. You don't see them at all. Now the other thing you can do is you can do a blanket stitch. But a blanket stitch requires that you go more into the paper, and there's blanket stitches that basically you go down, up and down and all the rest of the stuff. But I mean, it's kind of up to you which one you want to look, the look you want to do. If I do this and I make a mess of it, I go back, I pull out the paper inside, and I go back and just do a blanket stitch around it, right? You know, because then it looks like, ooh, oh my goodness, you've done a blanket stitch, it's wonderful. So I'll finish this tonight, but at least I'm hoping you get the idea of how this is done. And like I say, there's better people that know how to do this, and I'll put you my favorite person to watch how to do applique. Becky Goldsmith is one that I really very much enjoy watching her do hand turn applique or needle turn applique, and she has wonderful tips. She's far better at doing this than I am. So all right, just one more stitch, and every once in a while put a knot in it so your stitches don't come undone. So there we go. Okay, and here's our ta-da moment. I've got a little bit of hand sewing to do on this. I will try and go around and just finish my, you know, quick needle turn or the applique method that I've been showing you. There's so many other ones to try. Becky Goldsmith is my favorite for when she does needle turn applique or any kind of applique like that. It's just amazing to watch her and how tiny her stitches are and everything. Don't forget to check out Ellen Campbell and Campbell's Creations, and I hope you have an absolutely great week. I hope you've dispelled some of the wooden spools things that we've had also. You might have a few of these kicking around, and they do say, you know, not to use it because it normally you can break it too quickly, right? So that's why they're telling you not to use it. But if it's been stored correctly, it's not a problem. Anyways, I hope you have an absolutely fabulous week ahead. Okay, you take care. Bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for watching today. We're so happy about the way our channel has grown, and we just want to wish you so well in your journey along with us. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Now, the next thing is this quilt. We are wondering if you guys would like this quilt as a free sew along on this channel this fall, this coming fall, winter. We were kind of thinking that this one would be really fun to do. We could do it in a larger size or a smaller size, it's up to you, but this one was a lot of fun to make. And it's all, it lends itself to being hand stitched, but you can also do this on a sewing machine as well. So let us know in the comments below. Remember, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Okay, have a great week ahead. Bye!